Hello people, my name is Sho and welcome to another episode of Game Things. On July 15, 2022, Sony had officially closes their $3.6 billion acquisition of Bungie, the video game company that is known for their current popular live service game, Destiny 2. A video game company that was once part of the Microsoft family until October 5th, 2007, when Bungie announced that it has split from Microsoft and become a privately held independent company. They were good friends until today. Bungie will be helping Sony to expand their domination in the gaming sector, and Microsoft is still in the middle of finalizing the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which Microsoft sees as a strategic move to further propel the company's growth in the coming years. As far as profits are concerned for a company to stand in an industry, I genuinely wish that these companies will never forget what makes a good game. Congrats to Bungie on becoming part of the PlayStation family, and hopefully we will be able to see some interesting titles from them in the near future. And speaking of Sony, the PlayStation Stars is the all-new loyalty program that is free to all PlayStation owners, which will launch later this year. Once you have become a member, you will be able to earn rewards by completing a variety of campaigns and activities. The difficulty of campaigns are set in a wide range, anything from monthly check-in campaign that simply requires you to play any game to receive a reward, winning tournaments or earn a specific trophy, to something like be the first player to platinum a blockbuster title in your local time zone. They seem to think highly of us gamers out here. At least that is how I see it. All PlayStation Stars members will have opportunities to earn loyalty points, and the loyalty points can then be redeemed in a catalog that may include PSN wallet funds or selected PlayStation Store products. Of course, being a PlayStation Plus member who is already paying that monthly subscription fee will automatically be earning points for their purchases on the PlayStation Store. Finally, PlayStation also mentioned on digital collectibles that will also be made available. Basically, anything that you can think of as collectible is possible and might or might not be a digital version of it living in the PlayStation world. I do appreciate things like that, which I consider as a quality of life improvements. While not all players might enjoy it, but for those who cares, it is certainly a cherry on top. We will keep you updated should this feature comes live, so be sure to follow us by hitting that subscribe button. And now, for a change of pace, I will bring you your weekly dose of Flash news. When you think of Warframe, you know it is free to play. Add a little more time into the formula, and you get Soulframe, a new upcoming free-to-play open-world action-adventure game that was showed off by the developer and publisher of Warframe, Digital Extremes. Revealed during the TennoCon 2022, the 5-minute cinematic trailer of Soulframe showed off a game that had the theme of romanticism and fantasy, with the ideas of restoration and exploration. While the game is still in development, consider giving a watch at their cinematic trailer. You can also head to their official website at soulframe.com and first solve the puzzle in order to reserve your in-game name, especially if it's a common one. I've done it, so you probably should. Since we're on the topic of upcoming games, Rumbleverse, the 40-player brawler battle royale, will be going live on 11th of August 2022, with its Season 1 kicking off a week later on 18th of August. I mean, it is a battle royale after all. Just jump into the action and smack your way into the victory. Rumbleverse will be available on PC via the Epic Games Store, PlayStation as well as Xbox, with full crossplay and cross-progression support, meaning logging in using the same account on your PC and your Xbox will put you back exactly where you left off. Another title here from Platinum Games. If you're a fan of the games from the dev team, you might have guessed it. That's right, it is Bayonetta 3 being confirmed to be released on October 28, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch. Being an Umbra witch, you prevent havoc by bringing havoc to the demons. You will only need to play the game for a good 10 to 15 minutes to understand what you can expect from this game, and if you do understand, just go ham. A quick mention, this time they've added a Knife Angel mode, basically a more safe for work mode for the younger audience out there. For the veterans of the franchise, this might come as a good to have or whatever, but I see it as a move from Platinum Games to attract a bigger audience out there who have yet to enjoy the game from the Bayonetta franchise, which definitely deserves a big thumbs up. And for those of you who are a fan of Special or Collector's Edition, the Bayonetta 3 Trinity Masquerade Special Edition is what you're looking at, which consists of the game, the 200 pages art book, as well as alternate art covers or game sleeves. Of course, accessibility depends on the region you're in, and the availability after the pre-order phase usually depends on whether the company is printing more of it. With Bayonetta 3, you might have missed the pre-order, but I do want to say, be patient, especially in this crazy time where inflation is high and everything collectibles is getting scalped. Just my 2 cents, I would rather not have it than having to pay 2 to 3 times the MSRP. That is at least my way of speaking with my money. Now listen up, here's a question for you. Do you remember what's the title for the upcoming Assassin's Creed game? Me neither. But now the leaks have spoken. Assassin's Creed Rift is rumored to be the upcoming Assassin's Creed title, starring Assassin's Creed Valhalla's Basim, set to happen in Baghdad. The rumor also suggests that the game will be coming late this year or early in 2023. This of course is a placeholder before the release of the much anticipated Assassin's Creed Infinity. While we can't confirm rumors, just like how you can't buy a PS5 at MSRP, you can and you should mark your calendar down as the franchise will be celebrating its 15th anniversary this year since its original game released back in 2007. My best guess on when the event will happen would be the Assassin's Creed event set to be happening in September 2022, where Ubisoft will quote, "unveil the future of Assassin's Creed," and I end quote. EA is also pushing a live service game into the market, and with the help of their game studio Full Circle, they are bringing us Skate, an upcoming free-to-play live service game. Did I really just say that twice? Well, 5 seconds into any of their videos, you know the game is about skateboarding, and there is no other way of calling it other than a game of itself. The dev team had come out to say that this is not a remake or a sequel or a prequel to any of the skate games released previously, but an evolution of the series and a standalone game of its own. And being a live service game, players can expect to have continuous updates throughout the years to come, and it is also said to have full support for crossplay and cross progression across PC and consoles at launch. We can also expect a mobile release in a later date, although it is still relatively early compared to the PC and console release date. The dev team is also promising no paywall on any of the gameplay elements or areas of map that set apart players' experience based on their spending. No paid loot boxes, and no pay-to-win elements gameplay-wise. All of this sounds great. How about judging it your own by visiting their YouTube channel and check out their journey on making the game with the link provided down below. a quick update on the game MultiVersus, the upcoming free-to-play crossover fighting game developed by Player First Games and published by Warner Bros. The game will feature multiple online modes including 1v1 matches, team-based 2v2 format, as well as a 4-player free-for-all battle mode. An open beta begins on July 26, 2022, and the players who took part in the closed alpha will have access to the beta from 19th of July 2022. To those who did not join the alpha test and would still like to join the iconic and legendary characters in the MultiVersus in the open beta, head to their MultiVersus website to sign up for the open beta and then watch the participating streamers on Twitch for a chance to win an entry key. Final piece of flash news. The Fall Guys studio Mediatonic have made an apology statement for a bug that causes players to make unintentional in-game purchases. The studio have promised to improve the store design for prevention of such further incidents and will honor refunds requests for the cosmetics purchases made from 21st of June 2022 until the store changes are implemented. And as a token of apology, a free skin, Grandis, a legendary costume that changes color based on the color scheme equipped by the player, is also given to all the players. Coming to the game release of the week, check out Stray, cyberpunk but from the perspective of a cat. That's right, lost, alone, and being separated from its family, a stray cat will have to untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten city. The biggest reason why you should play this game, if it wasn't obvious enough, you can play as a cat. Third-person view, by the way. Now that is award-winning worthy right there. Stray is releasing on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, as well as PC, on 19th of July 2022. If you just need some beat 'em up to play on your Switch, Fallen Angel, an action RPG with its pixel art and demon-filled action, playing in a 2D top-down manner, fast-paced combat with lore-driven items and weapons, with character progression that can be shaped to your preferred combat style. In this game, you will rise as Lucifer, battle the armies of the afterlife and ascend through warped realms of heaven and claim your sweet vengeance. The game has also added a turbo mode where players can experience the game at different speeds and pace. Punishment mode is also added, basically a higher difficulty mode where enemies are stronger and bosses are far more lethal. Fallen Angel was released on PC on Steam back in October 2020, and the game is getting its release on the Nintendo Switch starting 19th of July 2022. Up next, we have Bright Memory Infinite, a sci-fi action FPS that is worth a try. This doesn't really feel like a full-fledged game. Gameplay-wise, it feels great playing, and the length of the game is just long enough to be called a showcase, with decent voice acting, beautiful graphics, powerful and great gameplay. Not to mention that it is made by a one-man army. The game is already out on PC back in November 2021 and will now see its console release for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, as well as Nintendo Switch, all on 21st of July 2022. The final game release on the list. Here we have Live Alive, a classic HD 2D adventure RPG with turn-based elements. This is essentially a remake of the game that was released nearly 30 years ago, back in 1994, developed and published by Square. I will have to admit, I kind of forgot that this game is coming out in just days ahead, as all I have in mind is the soon-to-be released Digimon Survive as well as Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Life Alive does share some resemblance to the more recent game titles like Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy, and if you're a fan of those tactical RPGs, I can definitely see you picking up this game as well. Life Alive is launching on 22nd of July 2022, exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. As for the free stuffs for this week, claim yourself a copy of Shop Titans, a RPG shopkeeper simulation where you can craft powerful equipments, stockpile your shop, and sell it to aspiring heroes, at a handsome markup, of course. This game is actually a free-to-play title on Steam, so I don't really know what's going on here. Also, on the Epic Games Store, Tannenberg is a team-based PvP shooter that recreates the conflict of World War I at the Eastern Front with 8 large maps, more than 50 weapons to choose from, as well as 64-player game mode with full AI board support should you require. Claim these 2 games for free on the Epic Games Store starting 21st of July until 28th of July. And that, people, is the end of this week's episode of Game Things. Now I can finally continue with my Fire Emblem Three Houses on the New Game Plus. What are the games that you are playing recently? Is it a recent release, a multiplayer, or a classic game? Let us know in the comment section down below. A like to this video would be highly appreciated, and be sure to subscribe to Game Things for more videos like this one.